But there's still no marriage, again, after all these years, that she's still been with him after he cheated and she moved the fuck out and divorced and everything. Okay? So you move back in and you don't have that married man no more. If I move back in, you gonna marry me, boo. Period. That's how they work. I don't know how you move out because he fucked up and then you move back in without him have what? Yeah. Anywho. And this is Lala News 3, and thanks for tuning in to a new segment that I want to actually introduce to you guys. So this is actually going to be called Lala's Reality World, and this will feature pretty much all reality TV news, stories, updates, and whatnot, things like that. So this will be strictly reality in these segments, so things are not all jumbled up. I'm trying to separate things now for you guys, but this will be episode 1. And in this episode, I'll actually be talking about Nene Leaks and Greg, Real Housewives of Potomac, and also Porsha and DishNation. So, you guys know where to reach me at all social media platforms, Lala News 3, podcasting, YouTube, and everywhere else as well. Now, I'm also added to Amazon Podcast, so you guys can check me out there as well. And I'll get right into it for you guys. So, in this episode of Lala's Reality World, I'll start with Nene Leaks and Greg Leaks. So we know, everybody knows, or should know rather, Nene Leaks from Bravo's Housewives of Atlanta. She's actually reported that Greg Leaks, which is her husband of almost 20 years, now at least a good 10, 15 years, or no, I'm going to say almost 20. Yeah, 20. That's, yeah, because their son is like pretty old. Anywho. And she actually responded to people that said she was rude when she came and did a walkthrough at her lounge. So, Lanithia's lounge. We know that's her name, Nene. His name is Lanithia. She does have a lounge. So, her and I guess her son walked through there to check on the business, which, you know, you're supposed to do that anyway, which is what she stated. And someone said that she was rude because she didn't really focus or pay any attention to certain things or people that were there, as far as what they felt she should have. So she actually responded by saying that people were being rude to her by not even considering what her and her family was going through right now, because you never know what someone's experiencing, is what she said. And she stated that her husband won't be here in the next few days because he is transitioning, meaning he's passing. So she asked for people's support at this time, and also to give her and her son love if they happen to see them out and about before and also after the transition of Greg, which, you know, my condolences in advance. I've actually, you know, seen Greg on several episodes, and so, you know, he was battling colon cancer. They kind of fell back from that, which they did film a lot of it, but he was battling colon cancer in 2018, and then it went into remission in 2019, so they did film, like, his health journey and also the food changes, dietary, and what was going on at times with that. And then the cancer actually returned this year. So he had a surgery and then returned home after a 6-week stay. And then he's been, I guess, home since. So now things are not looking good. So she said within the next couple days he won't even be here. So sad story there. But just keep that in mind if you guys do run across her, or, you know, like she said, if she's not in her right mind, she's going through a lot right now. So she did announce that. Now, Real Housewives of Potomac, okay, you know, they have that hot fire. It's always something going on there, okay. And so Dr. Wendy, she actually roasted the hell out of Giselle and Robin after they actually were heard gossiping about certain cheating allegations that came up regarding her husband, or Wendy's husband rather, Eddie Osifu. And then Wendy did call their relationships, speaking of Giselle and Robin's relationships that they have with their man at the moment. Oh, well, I guess I'll get into that because only one of them has a man. Excuse me. So she did call their relationships non-existent, and said that they had no room to talk in regards to what they're experiencing right now with what's going on in their dating life and whatnot. So, and so just to give you a little recap on why she said that their relationships are non-existent, I'll let you know. Okay, so Robin actually got cheated on by Juan. She divorced him. They lived in the same house still because she moved back in, but they really, I don't know if they was together for a minute or not when they decided that. I think they weren't initially. Then they ended up kind of working on the relationship and getting back together now. I know they're presently together. But while that was happening, she been trying to pressure Juan to marry her. He kind of was resistant to it for a while. So, you know, I don't know why. I don't know. They have kids and everything. They're living in the same house. I don't know what the hesitation was, but now he's kind of a little bit more on board because he was asking Giselle, I know, last season to help him plan, like, you know, a proposal and things of that nature for her. So, but there's still no marriage, again, after all these years, that she's still been with him after he cheated and she moved the fuck out and divorced and everything. Okay? So you move back in and you don't have that married man no more. If I move back in, you gonna marry me, boo. Period. That's how they work. I don't know how you move out because he fucked up and then you move back in without him have what? Yeah. Anywho, now Giselle's situation is a little bit different. So Giselle is actually the single one, or the one that's, you know, doesn't have a man at the moment. But she did though. She did. So she actually had a whole ass embarrassing moment earlier this year. And also last year, because this shit just keeps happening. She got back with her ex-husband, who is the pastor of the mega church. And his name, you know, Pastor Jamal Bryant. And she actually was trying to rekindle a relationship with him, or he was trying to rekindle whoever initiated it. It's not important because they ain't even fucking together no more. Point being, they didn't work it out because he fucking caught cheating multiple times. And then ended up having babies during the time of them rekindling recently, which came out that he was having sex with women in the church, multiple women in the church having babies by these folks. There's been multiple babies to come out during the time that they weren't together, and also during the rekindling, which is very recent time. And then the reason that she left him and divorced him in the first place years ago, which they have several children that, you know, 3 children, a set of twins, and I think 1 other child that they're raising. Well, she's raising because he's down here in Atlanta and she's up there in Potomac. So, you know, DC, the DMV area. So, Potomac, Maryland, you know, up there. Okay? By Potomac Mills Mall. My favorite place to be. Anywho. So, back then when they were together, which is years ago, initially, he cheated then. Some babies had surfaced and she divorced his ass. And so, in an attempt to rekindle, all the years that they weren't together, more babies happened, more scandals happened, and then getting back with you, it still happened again. So basically, he just gonna be that nigga and do that, period. There's no changing, there's no work it out, there's no baby, I'm sorry, none of that, because the nigga ain't sorry. Because the only thing he's sorry about is that the news fucking found out. Because I don't think we was supposed to find out. Because he had been doing it. And she know he been doing it. So why the fuck would you been do that with a nigga that stay states away that you know can't be trusted in the first place just because he preaching to the Lord every day? Tending the flock, as they call it. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But Dr. Wendy roasted the shit out of their ass because they said, no way can you talk when you got all that going on, period. Check your shit, boo, before you worry about what's happening with mine. And at this point, they're just allegations, so we don't know. Nobody's really, we got to get some more details, some more evidence to see what it really is. So until then, you just, but if you know you got your own shit going on, you might want to keep your mouth closed with that. Okay, so, now, Porsha actually ends her run with DishNation. She actually announced recently, well, not too long ago, this is not recently, I'm sure you guys have heard, but I have my own tea to spit on it as well. So, she announced that she is leaving DishNation after 8 years. Which we know she got her start out in on Housewives of Atlanta. And so, after the shady developments, I'm pretty sure that whether she chose to leave on her own or whether she actually was forced to leave by DishNation and just kind of step down and make it appear that you can save your good name and that we didn't fire your ass. It could kind of go either way. You just kind of got to see what really happened, and, you know, you probably won't know unless it gets leaked or something of that nature where somebody get messy and tell it. But I'm thinking that they probably told her you need to step down and say you quit so you can resign gracefully, or we gonna blast your ass and fire you. That's usually how they go. The industry will give you an option sometimes. So after catching all the heat from, you know, the now relationship that she has with Simon, who was actually her castmate Fallon's husband. So Fallon was a new cast member that came on to Real Housewives of Atlanta this season, and they introduced her and her husband Simon. That shit was horrible because they really didn't match at all. You could tell it was a new marriage. They had only been married, I think, 2 years or something of that nature. And by the end of the season, him and Porsha were together. Yeah, him and Porsha were together. So, I mean, in a relationship, not like they was riding down the street going to go get a burger, but like in a relationship together, like taking pictures, like her, him, and Dennis, which is her child's father, you know, the hot dog man. Right, so, all of them was together in pictures, lighting each other's cigars and everything, which, I did a story on that too. So, you guys can check that out, and or I'll drop the link for you too. But at the end of that season, like I said, they were together. But then Fallon, who is Simon's wife, because they are still not divorced as of yet, actually is pregnant by another man. So she's supposed to be, I believe, 4 or 5 months pregnant, which she states was way after the situation with Simon and Porsha got started. So I guess we have to wait and see. Their divorce is not finalized yet. I guess they're working it out still. As far as the details of the divorce between them two. But I just want to know, was it really more on the ends of the DishNation tell you, get the hell on, we can't deal with this, because you are the T. When you the T, it's kind of hard to do a job about the T, because you're going to be doing stories on yourself every day, and they can't expect you to do commentary on that. Hello? Nobody would probably do commentary on their own shit and tell it for real but me. Okay? I'm just saying. I mean, there's a few of us out there that don't give a damn, but more than likely, she probably went ahead about her damn business because they wasn't having that shit. But, I mean, that's speculation on my end, and I just think that that's what happened. Okay? So, I guess we just have to wait to see now. So, that is my first installment of Lala's Reality World. This is episode 1. And I will be coming down the pike with additional episodes as well as more reality tea develops. And as episodes go along, we know there'll be different shows, different things switching up as things go in and out of season. So, and you guys know where to reach me at Lala News 3 on all social media platforms, YouTube, all podcasting platforms, including newly added to Amazon as well. And let me know what you guys think, if there's any particular reality shows that you're interested in that you would like me to cover more in detail on. Let me know, and I got you. So, and thanks for tuning in once again, and I'm out.